What's up, everybody? I'm going to do a quick overview of how I put my final EPK together. Just hopefully it helps you out. So let's just start with the timeline here. So after organizing the bins into camera 1, camera 2, voiceovers, songs, instruments, and B-roll, then I went ahead and started putting the timeline together. And I was utilizing the technique of dropping in the video here to the preview window, playing with JKL, so L to play. You can even fast forward, K to stop, I for in, L to play. I'll find a good clip, stop it, O for out, and then you drag that clip, boom, right into the timeline where you want it over your voiceover. Okay, so I would use that technique to find video clips that I wanted to use. I also used that to edit down some of the songs, because there were parts of songs where there's a lot of mess ups or restarts and whatnot. So I had to find where the songs actually started. And you can see here there's an in point and an out, it goes to the end. This is where the song actually started, so that's what I would drag down. Okay, so I used this clip and timeline viewer where you can view the clips, mark your in and outs and pull those in, and then the timeline viewer where you view the actual timeline being played over here. So this side is the clips view where you mark your in and outs of the parts that you want to pull in, and this side is the timeline view. I also use that for the songs because some of the songs don't actually start at the top of the song. So the way I exported the songs, I didn't have the full edits because I kept the claps, and I ended up just editing down to where the song starts, setting an in point, finding the out, pulling that song into the video, and then lining that up to the video audio. Okay, and then once I had the song tracks lined up to the video audio, then I pulled the camera audio. I actually just pulled it down here with the volume slider because it's up here when you pull it in. I just pulled it down like that. So that way I didn't actually have to remove it from the timeline just in case I need to use it to realign stuff or anything later. It's still there. I can still pull it up and see it if I want to. Okay. So you can pull here. I can still see it and use it to line up stuff too if I need to. But there we go, I pull it down so you don't have to hear it. Okay, and so you're resizing tracks here according to what you need to edit together. Okay, so there's all that. Then one of the things that I decided to do was to get a little more creative with the edit and not just use the whole song takes. You're gonna wanna find the right B-roll for the voiceovers. So the intro.
I'm Lisa.
I'm Dave.
And we are
Sound of Soul.
If you're down and
So you notice I put the intro in and then I went straight to the song. I cut out the whole instrumental intro of the first song, and I chose to go with the upbeat song first. Also get your titles correct. Make sure your title's right. Now I did not put any titles on the songs. I might still do that, but I did put the title in the intro here, and I'll show you when you go into workspace and viewer mode, cinema viewer, you can see that that's the Instagram tag right there on the thing. And I put that at the top and the end. I'm thinking about whether I want to put song titles in here as well. I think that would be nice, but undecided on that because it looks really clean the way it is. Let's see. But if I wanted to do that, let me just show you real quick. So you go into Effects. Over here in Effects, I can actually close the media pool. Here's all my effects. You go to video titles, which is, see, these are transitions, video transitions, titles. Here we go. and say I want to have a left, lower, third, left, middle, or bottom right. Middle, lower, left, lower, or bottom right. And there's all these different ones. I don't use the scroll one, generally speaking. Okay, so say I want to do that right there. All right, so here's how you put that in there. You're gonna zoom in, Command plus, okay, like that. You can see it says title sample, so I'm gonna double click it. It's gonna open up the inspector. I'm gonna put it on here. Love the one you're with. And then this is always fun. Down here, there's another place for the bottom text. I'm gonna get rid of that. And you can also resize it, place it by moving it around that way. So now I'm thinking, yeah, I don't really like that. I'm gonna get rid of it, and maybe I want it in the lower right. Okay, that might look a little better. Boom, like that. Get rid of this extra little piece so it doesn't say sample underneath it. That looks pretty good. Now you can actually go in here and you can adjust the size, the font, the color, all of that stuff. You can slide it around. The slider's a little sketchy, so a lot of times I just put the size like this. I just type it in. Okay, so if you did that, now you have this. Plus, zoom in a little, come back. Okay.
If you're down and confused, and you don't remember.
There it is. I also really like to put a slight fade on my titles, so it kind of comes in smooth and goes out smooth.
Down and confused, and you don't remember.
Like that. Cool. Also, I think I want it lower. Okay. So to do that, you can put those in pretty quickly once you have the timeline edited. Okay, so let me go back to the main point. Shift Z is going to pull everything into focus. I'm going to close effects so we can see more stuff. Once you get in here, if you want to go back to your other viewer, you can go workspace, layout presets. Oh, I'm sorry. Viewer mode. Oh, where is that? It's workspace. Let's see. Where is it? Fairlight viewer, media pool. All right. Anyways, I'll get back to that in a minute. My other class is starting to freak out. So check it out. What I really want to show you guys is what I decided to do creatively. Have the quick intro, go straight to a song, shorten the song, go straight to a B-roll section.
Music and performing has always been a driving force in my life.
I tried to find B-roll footage that matched what the voiceover was saying.
And it's just this really, well, Dave and I have we have a really great connection.
So it tells a story, and then it goes right into another song. And I chose to go into the middle of this song, actually, cut off the whole first half of this song. And then that goes right into more B-roll.
As a young kid, I got influenced by great guitar players like Steve Ray.
Okay, and I tried to find some footage that went with that.
I always loved playing music with Lisa. A voice like that is hard to come by, and this band, Sound of Soul, is just a joy to play in.
So there's that. I tried to make that B-roll fit. I also went straight into this last song.
Darkness all around me.
Right into the middle of it. And then I came out with the B-roll.
We're Sound of Soul.
And we can't wait to perform for you.
But I kept the music playing underneath it. I just ducked it the way that you learn how to do in that other lesson. So I brought it down in here. Let's see, I'll show you. Okay, so I pulled it down right here. I put those points in by option clicking and dropping in nodes on either side and then pull down. so it ducks the music for the voiceover. Okay. Shift Z, see everything again. And that way I was able to shorten the whole video to short attention spans. Also at the very, very end of the B-roll, it goes to blackout with just the link. Okay, not the link, but you know, the Instagram handle. Okay, so that way I went with a more creative approach. Also, one other small note. I chose to only use, what camera is that? Camera 1. Or is that 2? This one that was this angle. I only chose to use this angle. I found when I switched to the other camera angle, it was brighter and you didn't really see Lisa's face, and I didn't really like that. And it felt, and the shadows on the wall were bugging me. So I just went with this angle for the performances. I feel like it's more cohesive. So that was a creative decision I made. Okay, and then in the mixing, in the Fairlight, in the mixer here, all I added was some compression to the voiceover. So I did this compression setting right here. I also did some limiting on it. So I tried to make the voiceover a little more controlled and present. And then on the instrumental music, I didn't do anything. That sounded great. On the vocal, I did some compression and limiting, but I also added in a reverb. And the reverb's only blended in 13%, and it's a plate reverb right here on the vocal. And that made the vocal sound more like the guitar, like it's in the room. Otherwise, the vocal was too dry and direct, and it didn't match the guitar. And it didn't feel like you were in the right space. So a little reverb, just a touch of reverb, and a pretty short reverb too. I made it fairly, as far as the reverb time, pretty short. And I put a little pre-delay on there, so it feels like you're in the room with her. What else did I do? That's it for now, because I'm gonna export this, and then I'm gonna actually master the audio within, why is that muted? Within Logic. Okay, hopefully that helps.